California's marijuana industry may be on the verge of collapse. According to some of the top companies in the state, businesses are in need of immediate tax cuts and rapid expansion if they're going to survive. In a letter to Governor Newsom, industry leaders say legal businesses can't compete with the illegal weed market, where prices are far lower, they're not taxed, and sales are much higher. The governor, through a spokesperson, says he does recognize the system does need to change.
Thousands of deals later.
They failed to provide us the retail. We were forced to then put our product into processors who maybe took advantage of some situations there, who are making money in the realized market right now, where we had to save our product by getting it processed so it wouldn't continue to degrade. We've continued to roll out all of these. Most of my cannabis from 2022 went to a processor who took 50% of that, and his product went to market. Mine's still sitting in distillate.
We know there are a tremendous amount of deficiencies with how New York has rolled out its program and how it's operated it. There have been changes at the top. It has been a huge, huge mess. And that is from all sides of this argument. There is not one person that would dispute that, I think. I think the idea for you guys is you're following the rules. Are you getting anything for following the state's rules?
No, following the rules is what we wanted to come into as the legacy people of New York State. We wanted to do this the right way and be in business the right way. And it has provided us just with financial hardship and a lot of lost time. More than the financial hardship that has been lost of this, I've lost time in my life to have a family and do the things that I wanted to realize. I lost a friend who took his life because I could not because I couldn't, but I didn't get to my goal where I could have realized having my cannabis thing. These young people that I wanted to help I could have brought into this. He was working with me. It wasn't realized. We're losing time, we're losing people, things that we can't pick back that are more important than the money that they've also failed to help us realize in this almost billion-dollar market when we're the only cultivators of legal cannabis in New York State.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
When everything breaks at the seams and you feel like you're losing belief. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart and goes wrong. When you feel let down and so lost, and it feels like you can't hold on. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong, 'cause sometimes things go wrong, and one day everything's gone, but you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong.
You know, we've discussed the cannabis rollout here in New York, all the situations between the illegal cannabis issues and the legalization. We said that basically this rollout is just a complete disaster to New York. I mean, it just literally, you know, they say, they're still claiming to this day, oh, we've made money. We've made money. I don't know where. I don't know who. But the thing about it is that we're witnessing a collapse of this entire cannabis rollout. Don't take it from me. Take it here, and we'll start off with this before we get into the main article. This is an article that was put out by Syracuse, New York. This is a Syracuse.com, to be exact. And this discussed about the farmers, and it was witness the collapse, New York rescue bill for cannabis farmers in jeopardy. And this was way back in April. And it discussed about what's been going on, that you know, the farmers are having a issue to the situation on this because the illegal trade has moved in. Yeah, that's right. When I tell you the Chinese have taken over a lot of farms out there, especially like up in Maine and stuff like that, and they're filtering in all this illegal cannabis to the situation, this is a major issue. The cannabis farmer is not going to make money on this.
Stop us! Come out with your hands up!
Law enforcement now cracking down with at least 34 busts statewide since last June and more targets dotting the I-95 corridor.
The information we have says that there's over 200 that are actively working right now.
24 states have legalized recreational marijuana, but most, including Maine, limit cultivation and impose steep taxes.
They're not buying licenses, they're not paying taxes, they're operating completely off the radar.
Editor of the Maine Wire, Steve Robinson, tracks suspected illegal grows.
A transformer of that size could probably serve 10, 15 homes.
And showed us this chicken barn turned illegal weed grow in Carmel, Maine.
These locations consume huge amounts of electricity.
But perhaps more shocking than the budding number of illegal grows, who is behind them?
By and large, we see Chinese organized crime behind black market marijuana.
You're going to have bigger organizations, which technically is the Chinese. They're the ones making the money. Fast forward to this month. And this is out of the local paper, the local network in Onondaga County, upstate in New York. Cannabis Farm Group files lawsuit claiming New York's rollout puts small farmers at risk. And the network on this is like the NBC station up in upstate. It's NBC2 WGRZ, if you're looking for this particular article. But the thing is that this is showing you that we're literally on a state of collapse of the legitimate business. So we're going to read into this. The lawsuit filed in the county court accuses the state of violating its own statutes and creating a market that puts local cannabis farmers last. The New York Office of Cannabis Management and Cannabis Control Board have been named in a new lawsuit filed by a group of cannabis farmers who claim the state's rollout has left many of them facing a financial cliff. The Cannabis Farmers Alliance represent about 120 farmers all across the state, including about 25 in Western New York. The lawsuit filed in, I'm sorry if I mispronounced this, Onondaga County last Monday accuses the state of violating its own statutes, failing to keep cannabis markets stable for small growers, and not doing enough to prevent illegal cannabis products from being sold throughout the state. Really, what New York has created is two classes of operations, an unlawful one that's taking advantage of the market and the people who are trying to follow the law but are getting left behind, said Dean Diaplato, partner of Ciento Law. Just last week, the State Cannabis Control Board said New York's market has seen $800 million in sales since the launch of last year. Those sales has not led to returns. Diaplato's clients, however, most who are small farmers who are limited in how much cannabis they can grow because of the licensing regulations. The Cannabis Farmers Alliance said the dynamic means 97% of the small cannabis farmers in New York are operating at a loss. It is fine to keep opening up retail stores to create demand, but the law says you need to look at the impact on the small players, OCM, when you're making the decisions, and they're not doing that. The lawsuit is seeking a declaratory judgment from the court. And that's correct. See, the thing is, the legitimate part of this business is dying. It is in collapse, in total free fall and failure. What happens when these farms are gone? The illegal trade will move completely in. The legal stores in New York will be buying their weed, their cannabis, from the same groups that the sheriff's department have been trying to bust in New York and have failed utterly by violating the Constitution. Yeah, that's right. Mayor Adams has violated the Constitution in New York City when it comes down to busting these delis, these smoke shops. You know, they're going in, removing cannabis, but basically, you know, they've taken, in fact, the store's money And all these that have happened are done as basically they're inspecting the store, but they don't have the right to do that. They have no court order. They have no warrant to enter into a business looking for illegal cannabis. There's one store, and I keep bringing this up, one store, guy had his own personal 8-ounce use. The store was shut down for 8 ounces of pot for personal use. Isn't it legal to have his own personal? Yeah, it is. He had it on his own. This was not something that was being sold. They have no evidence that it was being sold in that store. They're just walking into stores which basically they think that it's been happening, or they've gotten a complaint to that issue, walked in and gone right into the back and shut the store down. And you may say to yourself, well, what, if they find it, they violated the law. Are you sure they weren't legal? Or are you sure that they didn't violate the store's the owner's constitutional right when it comes to it? As much as you think that they're doing good, violating the rights of somebody is completely wrong. You're not going to put these people out of business. You're just reinforcing their business and lining somebody's pocket. Yeah, that's right. Because there is some money missing. Whose pocket did that go into, the money that they took from the store? Sheriff's Department's blaming the NYPD. NYPD is blaming the Sheriff's Department. Everybody's blaming each other, but we're not getting to the point of where that money went. And this is not knocking on the rank and file. No, not at all. Because there's a lot of great people out there. It's your higher ups that's your problem. Especially now that you've just hired an heir to the Tisch fortune, to the AMC company, as the head of the NYPD. A person that doesn't have experience running a police department. That's right. I've said it. I've really said it. But in overall, you got Kathy Hochul out there that's just saying, oh, this is good for the state. It's going to bring money and stuff like that. Where's that money going to? Can I ask that? Because we are in a deficit here in New York because of the illegal migrant crisis. We're spending billions on there. And then we have a homeless problem situation. We have a crime situation. We have a housing situation. People are, MTA, half of its riders are not paying for their fares because of the awful service. And then they want to put a driving tax onto drivers into central Manhattan. And we ain't even going to go into that they legalize adultery in New York. We ain't even going to go into that stupid situation. That she had to sign a bill, legalize cheating in New York. Really? That was one of your important things to do in your administration? Really? Meanwhile, farmers are struggling and, trying to put food on their table. This is the stupidity that our New York this is the reason why, and you still people, they say, I can't put reason why they voted for Trump in New York. Yeah, this is the reason why 45% of New Yorkers voted for Donald Trump. This is the reason why. The stupidity of the politics, these policies that are basically going nowhere. Cannabis should not have been legalized in New York, period. Medical marijuana, okay, I can understand that. But recreational is a nightmare. Other states have reported the same thing. This shouldn't be legalized. And every day that these are out, we're hearing more and more research papers out there that basically there are health issues with the cannabis that's out these days. I'm not talking about marijuana in general. I'm talking about the cultivation that is going on now, what they're putting into the strain, the strength, whatever you want to call it, of the marijuana that's put out these days. It is a danger, health-wise. And I said it. This is not your dad, your grandpa's pot from years ago. It's not the same stuff. It is a much stronger strain, and who knows what they're sprinkling into there. We already know, we've heard situations where basically fentanyl has been put into it. We've heard that basically tranquilizers have been added to that situation. Look at the streets of New York right now. Look at the streets of Philadelphia. And what's going on. Yeah, that's right. So let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts about this. Don't forget to hit that like, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out Otaku Thursday this Thursday on CutieCast TV, on YouTube, and on Rumble.